Every passing second, there are 270,000 ships in all the oceans of the world. If you look at Life Maritime Tracker, there are so many ships traveling in the Pacific Ocean, Indian Ocean, and Atlantic Ocean right now that it is as if flies are sitting on honey. You will notice that these terror-stricken ships are roaming freely in any part of the ocean, whether it is Southern Australia, South India, South Africa, or the infamous Bermuda Triangle, about which many stories are famous. But the reality is completely opposite to this. Lots of cargo ships pass through here every year, and still, no such spot is visible on the live tracker that is free from these colorful marks. But apart from all this, if we look at this part of South America, we will see that these heavy ships go here. There is a sea route where ships avoid going at all costs. It is called the Drake Passage, and today we will know why this sea takes on the most dangerous form. This Drake Passage, which has taken thousands of lives over the centuries, made its presence felt once again on November 28, 2022, when a cruise ship named Viking Polaris went to show the passengers the unbelievable sights of Antarctica. This 660-foot-long cruise ship had just stepped into the water with great comfort when suddenly it was caught in an unusual wave. Although these modern ships are built with a lot of comfort, keeping in mind the safety of the passengers, this wave was much higher than the Viking Polaris, and it shook the ship, weighing millions of tons, like a paper boat. The windows of the ship broke, due to which 4 passengers were seriously injured, and 1 died. If we look at the data of the last 2 centuries, the Drake Passage has claimed the lives of 683 people. It has taken lives, and there is no record of how many ships have sunk here before this. After all, what is that powerful thing in the Drake Passage that catches the ships coming here and makes it the most dangerous sea in the world? Although it appears to be a very narrow path, it forms a distance of 900 kilometers from Cape Horn in South America to Antarctica. And this is called the Drake Passage. The special thing about the Drake Passage is that 3 oceans of the world meet here: the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic, and the Southern Sea. If we look at the depth of the ocean, the Drake Passage is 11,150 feet deep, while on its left and right, the ocean becomes 15,700 feet deep. It is named after Francis Drake, who, in the year 1577, was a famous pirate. But the surprising thing is that even Francis himself never crossed the Drake Passage. He was a pirate who had the support of the British Queen. He used to loot Spanish ships in the sea, which were the property of Britain at that time. Francis Drake was the enemy of Britain because he had the support of the British Queen. He used to plunder any ship or city on the coast in the North Atlantic Ocean. Eventually, he made such a place in the Queen's heart that he was chosen for a special mission. Britain wanted to enter South America somehow because gold and silver reserves were found in the mountains here. Queen Elizabeth planned a mission in which the British Army was sent to South America in 5 ships along with Francis Drake. A convoy of 200 people was sent to South America. They had to cross the Strait of Magellan of America and reach Peru, where it was heard that there were huge deposits of gold and the people there were very rich. Francis Drake was leading the British officers in this mission, and they could not digest this. He started plotting against Drake during the journey itself. Upon reaching the coast of Argentina in South America, Francis Drake accused his fellow British officers of treason and hanged them. Leaving 2 ships there, he sent the remaining 3 ships across the Strait of Magellan. He got it done and reached the west of South America. It took him 16 days to reach the Pacific Ocean from Argentina through the narrow path of the Strait of Magellan. But as soon as he came out in the open sea, he got trapped in the grip of a terrible storm. Due to this storm, these 3 ships got separated and headed back to Britain through the Strait of Magellan, thinking that Francis Drake was dead. The other ship mistook the Drake Passage for the Strait of Magellan and headed towards it. No news came of it later. After the storm subsided, Francis Drake thought that he was probably a little below the Strait of Magellan. He thought that he would go up along the shore and enter the Strait of Magellan, but actually, He was above the Strait of Magellan at that time. So he kept moving north, but he did not find any way. And as he moved, he found some way. He looted every small and big village and ship that came his way and kept collecting gold and silver. Finally, he ended his journey in San Francisco. After this incident, Francis Drake told that there is an open sea route beneath South America that leads to San Francisco. It can be used to bypass the Strait of Magellan. Although the Drake Passage is named after Francis Drake, he himself never crossed it even once. 40 years after Francis Drake's expedition, a Dutch explorer named William Schouten first successfully crossed the Drake Passage, and a route was made to go to West America, which was used till the construction of the Panama Canal in 1914. But the question arises here: why is the Drake Passage considered so dangerous? As you have known earlier, the Drake Passage is a point where three oceans meet each other. The waters of the Pacific, Atlantic, and Southern Oceans meet at this point, and because this path is not that wide compared to the ocean, when the water passes through here, its speed increases a lot. Because of this, an astonishing 150 million cubic meters of water passes through the Drake Passage in just 1 second. That is 600 times more water than the water that passes through the world's largest Amazon River in 1 second. So now you must have got a good idea of how much water passes through the Drake Passage. Apart from this, the world's most powerful ocean current revolves around Antarctica, which is also called the Antarctic Circumpolar Current, ACC. This strong current of cold water keeps moving around Antarctica, and the reason for this is that warm water from the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans cannot reach Antarctica. In a way, it also protects Antarctica from melting. Otherwise, if there was no ACC, the warm water of the Pacific and Atlantic would have melted Antarctica long ago. The ACC keeps Antarctica safe by revolving in a clockwise direction, but as it comes near the passage, some of this water goes into the South Atlantic Ocean. This is the reason why there is a possibility of high waves suddenly forming in this part of the ocean. And the biggest issue is predicting these high waves in advance. It's very difficult. Experts believe that while passing through the Drake Passage, there are only two forms of the ocean here, which have been named Drake Lake and Drake Shape. Drake Lake means that sometimes there are no waves of any kind here, and like a lake, the ocean is quiet. But when waves are formed, there is no middle level, or rather, they are very intense, and this condition is called Drake Shape. This is the reason for most of the accidents here, because it appears to be something else, but in reality, it is not like that. Till date, nobody knows the exact reason why it remains in different forms, but experts believe that perhaps this happens due to the change in weather. The moist and warm winds of the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans move towards Antarctica, which causes Antarctica to move towards the Earth. Because of this, a difference in pressure is created in the atmosphere. They think that perhaps this difference in pressure suddenly creates deadly waves of 20 to 30 meters high here, but no scientific evidence of this has been found till now. Another unknown phenomenon in the Drake Passage is also being revealed. When these three seas meet each other, their direction is opposite to each other, due to which a whirlpool effect is created in the sea, making it very challenging for the survey ships to come out of it. And if, due to this, any dangerous wave is generated, during this, even if it does not damage the ship, it definitely gives a good sway. Often passengers fall sick due to this motion. Some even enjoy it by sliding on the ship's deck. But many cases have also come to light in which passengers or crew fall into the water due to the shock. The temperature of the water in the Drake Passage is 6 degrees Celsius, and this is the only place in the world where, despite being in the minus, water remains in liquid form. Such extreme cold makes the body freeze immediately, and people die due to hypothermia. Apart from this, the weather of the Drake Passage is very unpredictable. This is an area where strong winds, waves, and storms change very rapidly. Sometimes this passage is calm, and sometimes it is stormy. At times it is clear, while at other times it becomes stormy and dangerous. The scientific community still considers this anomaly to be a unique and supernatural place. Some sailors and travelers have also noticed strange phenomena here, such as strange lights in the sky, the sudden breakdown of the compass, and the hearing of sounds that science cannot explain. Let us tell you here that the ecosystem around the Drake Passage is also no less than a mystery, because in this area, there are Antarctic circumpolar currents. Because of this, the creatures that are normally found in other oceans are not found in the sea. Many different marine species are found here, whose bodies can easily withstand minus temperatures and high pressures. These extreme conditions can be very challenging for other marine creatures. That is why there is no trace of them here. But scientists are still unable to understand the real reason behind this. All these phenomena of the Drake Passage are beyond the understanding of scientific logic. That is why no one has been able to give a concrete answer to them till now. Due to these dangers and the long path to avoid this, the Panama Canal came into existence in 1914. But even today, supersized cargo ships and expedition ships turn to the Drake Passage. Hope you will like and share this video